So hey guys, welcome back. So in this lecture I am going to show how we can design the YAML pipeline for the SonarQube in the Azure DevOps. In last lecture we have created one classic editor pipeline and we have developed the integration for the SonarQube and we have executed this pipeline and we got the result on the SonarQube server on the local host. You can see this is the classic editor pipeline. So this we have done through the classic editor pipelines. Now I will show you how you can design and write your YAML pipeline for the SonarQube integration. So for that I'll go to the pipeline sections and then here I'm going to create a new pipeline, and under the new pipelines you will see where is your code. So now my code is in the GitHub. This is the GitHub repository test SonarQube repo code. Here I'm going to select the GitHub with the YAML. Last time we use the classic editor. Now this time I'm going to select the GitHub YAML. If your code in the Azure repository, you can select this one. If your code in Bitbucket, you can select this one, or this is if available in the other Git or the sub version, you can select accordingly. So I'm going to select the GitHub YAML. So I'll click on. When I click on it, it is asking to authorize the Azure pipelines. Okay. So now I'm going to provide the grant access to this organization's test org sonar demo. This is the GitHub organization name. So I'm going to provide the grant access for that. So first I'm going to authorize the Azure pipeline. So I'll click on this and then it will redirect you to the Azure DevOps. Now here this is the repository which we are going to select. So I'm going to select this repository. Now here approve and install the Azure pipeline. So I'm going to install for all the repositories. Now approve and install. And you can select your account. Now the Azure DevOps will taking to the Azure DevOps organizations. Alright, so it is going to configure your pipeline. So now here, which is your project? So Maven package, starter pipeline, or existing Azure YAML pipelines. So I'm going to show you with the starter pipeline. So I'm going to select with the starter pipeline. And now you can see here, first thing you will get your Azure organization name or your username, and under this we have the one repository, and inside this repository we are going to create Azure pipelines.yaml file. So the YAML file will be created here. So till now we don't have any YAML file. So once we commit this YAML file, we can see the YAML file here. Now just scroll down and you can remove all these things first. Okay, so first you can see the trigger. So I'm going to remove the master branch. I don't want the automatic trigger HO now. So what you can do, take your cursor here and then give a space and then type none. Okay, then come down, then type PR :space none. So we don't want the automatic trigger, we want the manual trigger here. Now coming here, first let me remove all these things. Now here we have the pull. So by default it will execute on the Ubuntu latest, but we have our agent is already up and running. This is the local agent we are using for the demo purpose. So what I can do, I am going to remove this line and then I'm going to provide the name of the pull. So you can type the name : then give the space, and the name of the pull is the local because our agent is running in the local. Now come down. Now we need to provide some stages. So here you can see the suggestion is there. So you can select the stages, and under the stages we need to create one stage. So the first stage is that we need to check out the code. Now after the : give a space and then type a name of the stage. So we will give the stage name. So I'm going to select the checkout code as a name. You are not allowed to give the space between the stage names. So naming convention, so you need to keep the name without the space. Now come down. So keep your cursor, and now under this stage we need to provide the jobs. So first you can type the jobs. Okay, so the jobs will start exactly the under of the stage. So the stage is start with the S. So exactly at the down you can type the jobs, then provide the : then enter. Now here it is asking the job name. So here I'm going to provide the job name. So you just provide the hyphen, then give the space, then we will have the one job. So what will be your job name? Git checkout code. So git checkout code will be your job name, and this job name you need to provide in the single quote. So I'm going to cover within the single quote. So my job is created for under the stage, check out the code. Now press enter. So under the jobs we need to add some steps. So if I move to left to right, then I can see the options are there. So I will select the steps, and here I need to give the step number 1. So when you created the steps, if you are getting any error with the red headlines, you need to move from left to right and the error will go on. Okay, now just come down, and there I'll type the hyphen, give the space, then here you can see the option is the checkout. So I'm going to select this one. You can type the checkout will be the self. So this is the properties of the checkout. Okay, now the one stage is done. So you can see we have created the one stage. This is the done here. Now we need to add the second stage. So the second stage will be our prepare of the SonarQube. We added the prepare analysis on the SonarQube in the classic editor pipeline. So we will add this stage here also. So I'll keep my cursor exactly under of this hyphen. Then I provide the hyphen. Then I will type the stage. And you need to give the stage name is the SonarQube prepare. SonarQube prepare. Then press the enter. Now come down under exactly with the jobs. You can provide the job's name. So I'll give the job. So I have the job, and the job name will be in the SonarQube analysis. So we cannot provide the space between the two words. So I will remove the space, then the error will go on. Now under the jobs, I'm going to add some steps. Okay, and the step. So what will be the step first here? Will be we will add the task. So I'm going to select a task, provide the colon, give the space. Now here we have the many tasks. So which is the our task? We will add the prepare SonarQube. So you can see the task is there, SonarQube prepare 5, 6, 7 version. So I'm going to select the version number 7, and for this task I'm going to provide some inputs. So I'll type the input will be the SonarQube. So now what is the input parameter for this SonarQube? Alright, so SonarQube, what will be the input for that? So here we need to provide the endpoint of the SonarQube service connection. So what I will do, I'll go to this project setting first. I'll open in the new link. So under the project setting, I'll just scroll down, and if you scroll down, you can see the service connections are there. So we have created these service connections. This is the name of the service connection for the SonarQube. So I'm going to copy this service connection. Okay, and here I'm going to provide this service connection here. Okay, and this you can provide in the single quote. So I'll add into the single quote. So you understood, under the SonarQube you need to provide the service connection name, but before that you need to create a service connection here. If you don't know how to create a service connections, you can watch the previous video. Otherwise, if you go to the settings, and here if I go under the service connections, you can create a new service connections. You can select the SonarQube and then you click on the next. Here you need to provide the server URL, which is your SonarQube hostname till the port number. You need to provide this one, and then the token. This is the SonarQube personal access token. So you can go to your SonarQube my account, and then you can go to the security, and here you can generate a new token, and the value you can provide here, and you can provide the service connection name. The management will be optional, everything. Give the grant access permission and save. Now copy the service connection name and provide here. So this will be your service connection name. Now what will be the second input? Now here the second input is the scanner mode. So we need to provide the scanner mode, how we are going to scan. So there are CLI, .NET or other. So you can choose as of now the other. Now enter. Cover the input in the single quote. So you have covered into the single quote. Now here you need to provide the one more property, which is your project name. So here if you go and see the project key and the project name, so there are the two options. So you need to provide the project key. So in the single quote you can provide the test YAML SonarQube key. So this will be the project key which we are going to use, and then we need to provide the project name. So I'll select the project name, and in the single quote I am going to write the same name here. So this will be the name. So we will get the SonarQube analysis with this project name. Alright, so these things are done. So we have added the SonarQube prepare job. Now the third stage is we need to build the code. So first we have check out the code. Second stage we have prepared the SonarQube. Now here we need to add the one more stage, that is for our Maven build. So I'm going to add a stage, and the stage name will be your Maven build. Okay, this will be the stage. And now under there I'm going to add the jobs, and then I'm going to add the one job, and the job name will be the build and scan code. So it won't accept the spaces. So I'm going to provide the job name, build and the scan code. This will be the job name, and under this job name we need to provide some steps. So I'll go, and if I type the steps, I need to provide the steps as a task. So I'll select one task, and this will be the Maven task. So you can select the Maven @4. This will be my task. Now here you need to provide the input for the Maven. So Maven, you type the MAVEN Maven, then you will see the options. So first is the POM file. So you can cover with the single quote, and this will be your pom.xml. Okay, so first you need to specify the pom.xml file path. So our pom.xml file path @project, and now here I'm going to add one more. So I need to add the goals, Maven goals. So the first we will add the single quote, then Maven goal will be our clean install. Then we need to run the SonarQube. So sonar:sonar. We have added these goals. Now we need to add the one more input. So if you can see, there are the publish JUnit results. Okay, so here you can take the true or the false. So we can select this one as a true, and we are getting the error. So I'll move back, and now here, so we need to specify the Java. So I'll select the Java home options, give the space, and in the single quote you need to add the, so first if you don't know what will be the output, so give the space. Now you will see the JDK version. So you just type, it will take the by default version. Okay, JDK version. Now come down. Now here you need to specify the Maven version. So I'm going to type the Maven, then the Maven version option is there. So I'll type the colon, give the space. Now here is the default. As of now I'll show you with the default one, whatever we have already integrated with our system. So I'm going to select the default. Now we need to add the one more input also. So I'll type the Maven. Now here the authenticated feed. So you can type the false, and then we will add the effective. So give the space. This will be the false. Now we need to type the one more input. So SQ you can type, then give the control and space. Then you can see the SonarQube analysis. So this property is very important, so I'll make the true this property. Then we will add the one more property if you want the code coverage for this one. So you can select the tool options. So if you are using the Jacoco and other, so you can see there are the three code coverage tool options: Cobertura, Jacoco and the none. So here we are using the Jacoco, so I'm going to select the Jacoco. I'll cover in the single quote. Okay, so these are the parameters which we need to add here. So like that you can design your YAML pipeline. And now I'm going to save this one. Okay, set up with the Azure pipelines, commit directly to the master branch. I'm going to save it. So I'll click on this pipeline. I will edit this pipeline. Now this is the pipeline which we are going to execute. We have created this pipeline. Now click on the run. And if I click on the run, I can see the branch is the master branch, variable stages to run. We have the variables. Now we have the stages to run. So run all the stages. These should be checked. I'm going to run this pipeline. So click on the run. It is starting the running. So here you can see these are the stages. Okay, and if you go and see on the command prompt, you can see the one job is running, git checkout code here. So this is getting started. If you click on the jobs, you can see these are the jobs we have and these are the stages. Okay, so this first stage is running. So I'll click on this one. You can see the checkout the code job is running. So this is another stage. So the first stage is executed successfully. Now it will switch to the second stage. So the SonarQube analysis will execute. This is the second stage. Now you can see the analysis already started, and the analysis of the job is done. So SonarQube prepare the task is executed successfully, and now it will execute the Maven. Now you can see the build and the scan stage is running. So these are the tasks, and this is the Maven task which is running, build, test and deploy with the Apache Maven. Alright, so the job is running. This is the Maven job which is executing. It is first downloading and then it's building the project. So you can see the Jacoco and everything is running. If I go back to the repository and if I open the pom.xml file, you can see this is the artifact name by default, and here this is the project name. So we will get this project name, and these are the JUnit dependency, and this is Sonar Maven plugin compiler, and here we have the test for the configuration for the integration test. So it will come into the verify goal. Now this is the Jacoco plugin for the code coverage. So it will go to the data file target. We just customize the data file, the location and the folder of the output directory. So this is the very simple pom.xml file for your project. So guys, we are getting the build failed, but we have the SonarQube analysis report here. So how can we fix this Maven build failed error? And if you see in the Maven build, it is giving me the error, but the test case is passed. And I got the scanning report also here. And if I go to this build failed, and I can see some error is there. So it is giving me the warning first, using the release instead of explicit plugin may introduce the breaking analysis. And if I scroll down, it is giving me the error failed to execute the goal on this one. Okay, I changed this plugin to this latest version of the SonarQube Maven plugin. So you can see the analysis is done. I can see the analysis is done, but I am getting this Maven failed. So because of that, it is showing me the build failure. So how can we fix that? So if you go back to your pom.xml file, you can see you specified the version this one, and it is considering the latest version of the Sonar Maven plugin, because we haven't provided in the pipeline which version we have to use. Okay, I'll go to edit this pipeline. So you can see here we didn't provide any SonarQube Maven plugin input with the Maven stage. So to fix that, what I will do, I will go to my YAML file, and under this YAML files I need to add the one more input, which is I will type the S and SonarQube. So here you can see the SQ Maven plugin version choice. So I'm going to enter this input, give this space. Now here it is giving the two options, latest or POM. So I want to use my POM, which I have mentioned in the pom.xml file. So in the pom.xml file we have mentioned this is the version we need to use Sonar Maven plugin. Okay, and we have specified this version also. Now I'm going to run this pipeline. Again, if I go and run this pipeline, then the error will go. So let's see, the job is executing. So first it is check out the code. Stage 1 is done. Now it will switch to the stage 2. Okay, starting this SonarQube preparation stage, and this is also done. This is the task is done. Now it will switch to the Maven, build and scan the code. Now this time it is building the project, and then it will start scanning the project. Now the scanning is started here. Let's wait the final result here. Alright, so the analysis is successful and we can find the analysis here. So I'm going to click on this link, and this will give me the complete analysis. So first let me check my job. So the job is executed, build is successful, and this time if you go and see under the checkout, under the Maven, you can see the test run report also published. Okay, and these are the complexity and everything is covered. File upload is successful and sync with the published code coverage. So this is also done. Now if I go back to my job, I can see the test report is there, and this time I am getting the code coverage report. So like that you can get the code coverage report by the YAML pipeline. Alright, and if I go back to the SonarQube and if I refresh this one, this you can see the by default this project is created. This is the project, and we got the coverage report also. If I go to the project information, you can see this is the test SonarQube by default. So we got the test SonarQube by default here. And why this name is coming, if I go back to the pom.xml file, you can see this is the group ID and this is the artifact ID, and here we don't have any project name and the key which we are going to bind.